Internal hard drive, 500 GB /1 TAND PS4 Slim, 78, 79. Internal, 1 TB, PS4 Pro. Wireless DualShock 4 control. Mono headset. Power cable. HDMI cable. USB cable. Accessories, retail, PlayStation controller. Dual analog controller. DualShock. Multi-tap, up to 4 players. Fishing reel controllers, base landing and reel fishing. GunCon. JobCon. Konami Justifier. Beatmania controller. Enigcon. Pocket Station. Flight stick. Memory card. S-video cable. EuroAV cable, RGB SCART. DualShock 2. PlayStation 2 HDD internal hard drive supported by PlayStation 2 expansion bay, model 30000 and 50,000 only. PlayStation 2 headset. iToy. Driving force steering wheels with force feedback. Onimusha 3 Katana controller. Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. PlayStation 2 DVD remote control. Network adapter built-in for slim case model, PS2 model 70,000. Memory card, 8 MB, 16 MB 32 MB, 64 MB, 128 MB, for PlayStation 2. Guitar Hero SG controller. Buzz controllers, with all versions of Buzz. Light gun, GunCon 2. Multi-tap, multi-controller adapter. Component AV cable. S-video cable. EuroAV cable, RGB SCART. Microphones, with Karaoke Revolution and SingStar games. USB mouse and keyboard. PlayStation Move. PlayStation Eye. DualShock 3 wireless controller. DualShock 4 wireless controller. Blu-ray remote control. S-video cable. Component AV cable. D-terminal AV cable. HDMI cable. Play TV. Torn. Various rhythm game controllers for Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Band Hero, Rock Band and SingStar Games microphones. Guitar and bass guitar controllers. Drum controllers. Turntable controllers, DJ Hero /DJ Hero 2. Keyboard controller, Rock Band 3. Light gun, GunCon 3. DualShock 4 wireless control. DualShock 4 charging station. PlayStation camera. HDMI cable. Media remote. KNO 3000 a 32-bit RISC chip at 33.7 MHz manufactured by LSI Corporation. 300 MHz MIPS Emotion Engine Cell Broadband Engine. 3.2 GHz power ISA 2.03 based PPE with 83.2 GHz SPE, 8-core 1.6 GHz AMD Jaguar PS4 Slim. 8-core 2.1 GHz AMD Enhanced Jaguar, PS4 Pro. GPU 16.47 million colors resolution, 256x224640x480 sprite /BG drawing adjustable frame buffer no linear restriction unlimited CLUTs, color lookup tables. 4,0008x8 pixel sprites with individual scaling and rotation simultaneous backgrounds. Parallax scrolling. 620,000 polygons /sec 147 MHz graphics synthesizer. Fill rate 2.352 gigapixel /sec 1.1 gigapixel. 1 texture. Diffuse. 588 megapixel /sec W2 textures, 2 diffuse maps or 1 diffuse map and 1 other, 0 around 74 mil, 1 around 40 mil, 2 around 20 mil, 2 textures per pass capable of multipass rendering. Connected to VU1 on CPU, a vector only for visual style coding things with 3.2 flops. To deliver enhanced seed shader graphics and other enhanced graphics 550 MHz RSX reality synthesizer. Based on NVIDIA G70 architecture, 192, 251.2 flops PS4 and PS4 Slim. Custom A Radeon 18 out of 20 compute enabled, 1152 out of 1280 SHA enabled, at 800 MHz, 81, 1.840. PS4 Pro, custom AMD Radeon 40 compute units enabled, of 2560 shaders enabled, at 911 MHz, 82, 4.19 flops. Online service non-unified service a PlayStation Network PlayStation Store Internet Browser a/v chat via PlayStation Eye or PS2 iToy, voice chat via headset PlayStation Network PlayStation Store Internet Browser backward compatibility PlayStation 20 GB and 60 GB. All PlayStation and PlayStation 2 titles original 80 GB. All PS1 titles, most PS2 titles. 83, all other models, model code SEX and later support for PS1 titles only. No native backwards compatibility based backwards compatibility via PlayStation Now. 84. Emulated PLA2 titles available from the PlayStation System Software Proprietary OS Linux DVD Playback Kit Xros Media Bar, XMB, Orbis OS, 85. System software features audio CD playback DVD playback operating systems can be installed and run via a hypervisor, feature unavailable with Slim model, 86, audio CD playback Blu-ray playback. Audio file playback, a track 3 AAC, MP3, WAV, WMA, video file playback, MPEG-1 MPEG-2, MPEG-4, H.264 AVC DivX, Blu-ray playback DVD playback image editing and slideshows, JPEG, GIF, PNG, TIFF, BMP, mouse and keyboard support folding at home client with visualizations from the RSX DVD playback audio playback from insert flash drive consumer programmability acquires the NetYaros Kit basic software, Linux for PlayStation 2 development on console via free Linux platform or PC. Handheld systems. PlayStation Portable. The original PlayStation Portable, PSP 1000, PSP 2000, PSP 3000, PSP Go, Open Position, PSP Street, PSP 1000. The PlayStation Portable, PSP, was Sony's first handheld console to compete with Nintendo's DS console. The original model, PSP 1000, was released in December 2004 and March 2005. 87. The console is the first to utilize a new proprietary optical storage medium known as Universal Media Disc, UMD, which can store both games and movies. 88, 89. It contains 32 megabytes of internal flash memory storage, expandable via Memory Stick Pro Duo cards. 90. It has a similar control layout to the PS3 with its PlayStation logo button and its triangle. Triangle, circle. Circle /O, cross. Cross /X, and square. Square, buttons in their white-colored forms. PSP 2000 and PSP 3000 models. The PSP 2000, also known as the Slim and Light in PAL territories, was the first major hardware revision of the PlayStation Portable. Released in September 2007. The 2000 series was 33% lighter and 19% slimmer than the original PlayStation Portable. 91-92. The capacity of the battery was also reduced by 1/3, but the runtime remained the same as the previous model due to lower power consumption. Older model batteries will still work and they extend the amount of playing time. 93. The PSP Slim and Lite has a new gloss finish. Its serial port was also modified in order to accommodate a new video out feature, while rendering older PSP remote controls incompatible. On a PSP 2000, PSP games will only output to external monitors or TVs in progressive scan mode, so that televisions incapable of supporting progressive scan will not display PSP games. Non-game video will output in either progressive or interlaced mode. USB charging was also made possible. 94. Buttons are also reportedly more responsive on the PSP 2000. 95. In 2008, Sony released a second hardware revision called the PSP 3000, which included several features that were not present in the PSP 2000, such as a built-in microphone and upgraded screen, as well as the ability to output PSP games in interlaced mode. PSP Go model. Released in October 2009, the PSP Go is the biggest redesign of the PlayStation Portable to date. Unlike previous PSP models, the PSP Go does not feature a UMD drive but instead has 16 GB of internal flash memory to store games, videos and other media. 96. This can be extended by up to 32 GB with the use of a memory stick micro M2 flash card. Also, unlike previous PSP models, the PSP Go's rechargeable battery is not removable or replaceable by the user. The unit is 43% lighter and 56% smaller than the original PSP 1000, 97, and 16% lighter and 35% smaller than the PSP 3000. 98. It has a 3.8 480 272 LCD, 99, compared to the larger 4.3 480 272 pixel LCD on previous PSP models. 100. The screen slides up to reveal the main controls. The overall shape and sliding mechanism are similar to that of Sony's Mlocom 2 internet device. 101. The PSP Go was produced and sold concurrently with its predecessor the PSP 3000, although it did not replace it. 97. All games on the PSP Go must be purchased and downloaded from the PlayStation Store, as the handheld is not compatible with the original PSP's physical media, the Universal Media Disc. The handheld also features connectivity with the PlayStation 3's controllers, the Six-axis and DualShock 3 via Bluetooth connection. 98. PSP 1000 model. The PSP 1000 is a budget-focused PSP model which, unlike previous PSP models, does not feature Wi-Fi or stereo speakers, replaced by a single monospeaker, 102, and has a matte charcoal black finish similar to the slim PlayStation 3. 103. The E1000 was announced at Gamescom 2011 and available across the PAL region for an RRP of €99.99. 103. PlayStation Vita. The original PlayStation Vita, PCH 1000. The second generation PS Vita system PCH 2000 released in Japan on the 17th of December, 2011 and North America on the 22nd of February, 2012. 104. The PlayStation Vita, 105, was previously codenamed Next Generation Portable, NGP. It was officially unveiled by Sony on the 27th of January, 2011 at the PlayStation Meeting 2011.106. The original model of the handheld, the PCH-1000 series, features a 5-inch OLED touchscreen, 107, 2 analog sticks, a rear touchpad, 6-axis motion sensing and a 4-core ARM Cortex-A9 MP core processor. The new PCH-2000 series system is a lighter redesign of the device that was announced at the SJA press conference in September 2013 prior to the Tokyo Game Show. This model is 20% thinner and 15% lighter compared to the original model, has an additional hour of battery life, an LCD instead of OLED, includes a micro USB Type-B port, 1 GB of internal storage memory. It was released in Japan on the 10th of October, 2013 in 6 colors, white, black, pink, yellow, blue, and olive green, and in North America on May the 6th, 2014. 108. The Vita was discontinued in March 2019. SIE President Jim Ryan said that while the Vita was a great device, they have moved away from portable consoles. Clearly it's a business that we are no longer in now. 25. PlayStation Portal. In early 2023, Sony announced the development of a new portable system, originally announced under the codename Project Q, that can stream PS5 games from a home console, and on the 23rd of August, 2023, it was officially unveiled as PlayStation Portal. 109, 110, controllers. Early PlayStation controllers. An original PlayStation controller, PlayStation Analog Joystick, PlayStation Mouse, Dual Analog Controller. Released in 1994, the PlayStation Control Pad was the first controller made for the original PlayStation. It featured a basic design of a D-pad, 4 main select buttons, green triangle, red circle, /red O, blue cross /blue X, and pink square, and start and select buttons on the face. Shoulder buttons aerial SU featured on the top, L1, L2, R1, R2, named by the side, L equals left, R equals right, and 1 and 2, top and bottom. In 1996, Sony released the PlayStation Analog Joystick for use with flight simulation games. 111. The original digital controller was then replaced by the dual analog in 1997, which added 2 analog sticks based on the same potentiometer technology as the analog joystick. 112. This controller was then also succeeded by the DualShock controller. DualShock, 6-axis and DualSense. An original DualShock controller, DualShock 2 controller, 6-axis controller, DualShock 3 controller, DualShock 4 controller, DualSense controller, released in 1998. The DualShock controller for the PlayStation succeeded its predecessor, the Dual Analog, and became the longest-running series of controllers for the PlayStation brand. In addition to the inputs of the original digital controller, triangle, circle, cross, square, L1, L2, R1, R2, start, select and a D-pad, the DualShock featured 2 analog sticks in a similar fashion to the previous dual analog controller, which can also be depressed to activate the L3 and R3 buttons. 113. The DualShock series consists of 4 controllers. The DualShock, which was the 4th controller released for the PlayStation, the DualShock 2, the only standard controller released for the PlayStation 2, and the DualShock 3, the second and current controller released for the PlayStation 3, and the DualShock 4, which went through a massive redesign and is the default input of the PlayStation 4, and upon release was compatible with the PS3 originally only via USB and eventually with a firmware update. Bluetooth connectivity was enabled.